welcome back, ladies and jelly spoons, to another episode of I'm Driving and I'm Bored. I just saw one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my entire life, and I'm gonna link this in my channel, and I'm actually probably gonna download and upload this video. We used to have this guy working for us, and his name is Benel, and this dude, he's hyper aggressive, especially in situations that don't call for it. And he, in this video, apparently a homeless guy peed on the side of the building that he was watching, and so he took it upon himself to leave the site and chase the guy down, and which is hardcore against policy. I mean, that's way against policy. You're not allowed to abandon your duty post. If a suspect does something that's worthy of being arrested for, and then they leave the site. At that point, you call PD. We're security, we're not cops. And granted, he works at a different company now because he got fired from our company for doing something very similar. And anyway, he chases this guy down and he starts punching the guy. I mean, it's like punching the guy, he's hitting the guy, and the dude has enough of it. He turns around, just clocks him with a banjo. And the sound it made when it smacked him when it smacked Benel in the face, it really is one of the funniest things I have seen in my entire life. I laughed until I thought I was going to throw up. And it's, oh my god, that was funny. Oh. That was ridiculous. That really was. And the thing is, the guy was defending himself. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're security or not. If someone walks up and punches you in the face, you have every right to swing back. You know, that goes without saying. If someone assaults you, swing back. And that's in all 50 states. If someone runs up and assaults you and you swing back, you're well within your rights to do so. And Benel assaulted him. He hit him. And that's a big no-no. You don't do that. And oh man, that really was. That was one of the funniest things I have seen in my entire life. Oh. Dude, we watched that in my boss's office for probably, it's only like a minute video. We were in there for at least a half hour laughing at this. And it was spectacular. Because I mean, he got fired from us for doing very similar things. Abandoning his duty post to pursue somebody who he had no real reason to pursue. Because I mean, urinating in public, technically, you can get them for lewd conduct and indecent exposure. If it's on the side of a building, that's all you can hit them with is indecent exposure and lewd conduct. And yeah. And just looking at the video, there's no possible way he could justify what he did. There isn't. There's no justifiable clause. I've made a few arrests, and yeah, I've made a few arrests with this company, actually more than a few. I have more arrests in my department than every other person combined. I've made quite a few, and the thing is, I've been doing this 16 years off and on. Most of my job experience is security and corrections. That's 99% of what I've done in my life. And, you know, like I say, I've made plenty of arrests in this company. Well, the thing is, when I make arrests, I make 100% sure that if those cuffs come out, you are going to jail, you are going to be charged, and you are going to be convicted. Because it's cuffing somebody as security, it's a big deal. It really is. You could potentially be facing criminal charges. There's a whole slew of headache that comes with arresting somebody. And so you make damn sure that if it's going to happen, that you are completely covered in every possible aspect. And this guy, yeah, not even close. There's no justification for what he did. I can't find any possible justification. And you can't assault people. It doesn't matter if you have a badge. You cannot assault people. That's just how it is. Trust me, there's a lot of times that you want to. Oh, there's a lot of times working security that you just want to fire out and clock a dude in the face. But you can't. And you also got to remember, there's cameras everywhere. These days, everything's on camera. Everything's being recorded at all times. Everyone has cell phones. Everyone has building monitors. That's just how it is. You're always on camera. You're always being recorded, even if you don't know. And so you have to be very careful on how you enforce laws and how you enforce rules. And I just can't believe he was done. I mean, he's definitely going to lose his license over this. And the part that scares the hell out of me, watching him just attack a guy over peeing on a building, I mean, that happens all the time downtown. That happens all the time. And, I mean, yeah, it sucks, but honestly, arresting them over it, that would be something you would tag on to additional charges. That's not something you would initially charge somebody with. If you came over and they were taking a piss and then they turned around and swung at you, then you would tag on the indecent exposure and lewd conduct. But for just public urination, it's not worth the headache. It's not worth the paperwork, because when you arrest him, eventually you're going to have to go to court. You're going to have to testify, so you're going to lose time from work. I mean, you're looking at every arrest comes with a 5-page packet you have to do. And the way the packet is worded, it is deliberately set up to make it sound like you're the aggressor, and what could you have done to have avoided the situation, and blah blah fucking blah. And it's like, no, the dude's a criminal. That's why he's under arrest. But yeah, it's just the way the paperwork is worded. It's deliberately geared against the officer. And I mean, especially with how law enforcement is portrayed in the media lately, you got to be really careful. So yeah, I mean, just right off the bat, arresting someone for peeing on a building isn't something I would have done. And I have more arrests, like I said, than every other person in my department combined, and have 100% conviction rate. So, I mean, that's pretty not bad. 100% conviction rate is, I'm alright with that. But yeah, I mean, there's no justification for what he did. There really isn't. I can see no possible justification. And I mean, I'm sitting there watching this video. It's like, I can't believe you did that, you idiot. And it's like I say, he got fired from us for doing almost the exact same thing. You see, he was patrolling a strip mall when he got fired from us. And he has a history of being hyper violent and aggressive when there's no reason for it. And so anyway, he's working at a strip mall. Now the thing is about the strip mall, not all of the businesses are our clients. There are several that aren't. And one of them is Albertsons. Albertsons is not one of our clients. At least not at the time I'm making this video, not at the time of this incident. Well, he took it upon himself to walk into Albertsons, even though it's abandoning his duty post that he's assigned to. He walks into Albertsons and he's yelling and screaming, swearing at this guy, which again, another big no-no. I mean, you want to lose your shit on a lot of people, but you don't. You got to keep it together. You got to keep it professional. And with him, no. He yells, swears. He's hyper aggressive, and he follows this dude in there, and he starts like pushing him around, yelling at him, shoving him. Again, that's a no. That's assault. It doesn't matter if you have a badge. You can't just walk up and shove somebody. And he had no justifiable reason. Apparently the guy was talking shit in the parking lot, and he didn't like that the guy was talking shit, and so he goes in and tries to get physical with it. And it's like, dude, no. And like I said, the part that scares me is he is arms certified. And that scares the shit out of me. He is certified to carry a gun. And considering how hyper aggressive he already is, him carrying a gun, that's a truly terrifying situation. Because he's the kind of guy who would shoot someone for talking shit to him. And so, I mean, the entire idea of him having a gun is just absolutely terrifying. It really is. It is absolutely just, I heard that, and when I found out he was arms certified, I literally went to our boss. I'm like, do not issue him a firearm. This guy is hyper aggressive, and he's going to draw that gun every time someone says something he doesn't like. And it's like, and you can't do that. That's menacing with a deadly weapon. You can't do that. The only time that gun is able to come out of that holster is if your life or someone else's life is in immediate danger. That is the only time that gun can come out of that holster. If someone swings their fist at you, you can't draw your gun as a security guard. If they are unarmed and they swing a fist at you, you cannot reach for your gun. Go for your baton, go for your pepper spray. You cannot reach for your gun. Now, yeah, he's the kind of guy that he would assault, he would draw the gun on someone talking shit to him, and that's, you can't do that. I know because he has drawn and deployed his baton that he wasn't certified to have during contacts that really had no reason for him to draw them. And so, yeah, he's psychotic. He really is. And I got a tail. It's a red sedan. Oregon plate 665. I can't see the rest. It's behind me. He is a very dangerous person. He is very unstable. Going to, yeah, no, I got a tail. This guy's been following me for a while. Particularly a fan of that. I don't know why he's following me. I'm trying to get my window's dirty on the bottom half from the back, and so I'm trying to get enough of a lead that I can see his license plate. Looks like it's 652 maybe? Read it backwards, it might be hard. So, it's like 652 KAZ. Oh, here we go, red light. Perfect. Now 628 KAS. 628 KAS. It's a female, Caucasian, blonde. 628 KAS. I'm gonna test her to see. Because she's followed me each time I've changed lanes. She's about average build. I want to see. Nope, she's turning. Good. Yeah, no, I'm not a fan of being followed. I worked in a very high intensity workplace for a very long time. And anytime someone follows me, I tend to get a little on edge. But luckily, she's not following me. Anymore, at least. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. It's one of the reasons I wear sunglasses when I'm driving is so that I can check plates and things like that without having to turn my head. And so they don't know that I've recited their make, model, and license plate to dash camera. They do that fairly often. You know, it's when someone's following you, you know. The easiest way to tell if someone is actually following you is make 3 consecutive turns in the same direction. You know, make a right turn, go a couple of blocks, make a right turn, go a couple of blocks, make another right turn. If they're still behind you, they're following you. That's undeniable fact. Once I'm past, because I'm not changing my speed for you. Yeah, no, but now he's a real piece of work. Now that I found out that he man, I can't believe that video. And he deserved it. 150%, he deserved it. I mean, he was being psychotic. I mean, over someone peeing on a building or going to assault them. Yeah, see, the thing is, the lewd conduct and public indecency, those are both Class C misdemeanors. I mean, those are tickets. Assault 4 is a felony. So your crime that you committed against him is much worse than what he did. Not to mention the fact that you abandoned your duty post. And it was a bank that he was stationed at. He abandoned the bank that he was stationed to guard to chase down a couple of blocks a dude who peed on a building. That's just ludicrous. I mean, really? So arresting this dude for peeing on the building is more important than taking care of the building that you're being paid to take care of, on top of the fact it's a fucking bank. You know, so if someone rolls up and robs the place, and they ask you, hey, where the hell were you? And you're like, oh, I was a few blocks away chasing down this guy who peed on the side of the building. How much trouble do you think you're going to get in? I'd wager a lot. You know, in fact, I'm willing to wager that they're going to charge you as an accessory. Because they can. And I would. Alright, come on, man. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. Hurry up, you fucking alcoholics. Let's go. Drunk assholes. Can't figure out how to get out of the bar parking lot. have anything left, but I might. I should be sitting at about $50 or so. Because if I have enough, I'm gonna stop and get dinner. If I don't have enough, I'm gonna have to go home and eat macaroni with hot sauce. I'm tired of macaroni with hot. I don't even have any more hot sauce right now. What is today? It's Friday. How did I do it? So I got about $50 left. Fuck. Part of that is I made a couple online purchases recently that I really shouldn't have. Thought I was doing better on money than I am, so I really shouldn't have done that. But, oh well. I already did. It's already too late. Have a stop sign, dumbass. Which is funny because in parking lots, stop signs have no legal weight whatsoever. I always found that a little amusing because they don't. They have no legal weight whatsoever.